dragons, I want to play some music. I want to set the vibe. Okay, this is new music that I will be releasing. And even though you may not know me, I am one of the most accurate oracles there is, period. I predicted pretty much everything that's happening in the world. I've been predicting it. Um, and so I'm going to get into what's really happening with this dragon energy. And believe it or not, it's connected to you. It's connected to you. And it's about boundaries. One thing that it's about is boundaries. So everybody talking about dragons. Sis, I see you, one of my sacred sisters in here. Like, when I tell you I'm a sister's keeper, I am a sister's keeper. I will go to war for my sisters. I am not someone, you will never hear anybody say that I was disrespectful or mistreated my sisters. I love my brothers too, but my sisters definitely got a special place in my heart. So before I get into this dragon information, I think I got about 25 minutes with y'all, okay? And that's precious because I'm sharing my energy with y'all, and my energy is precious. My energy is expensive. I am very expensive. So I want you to appreciate what you're receiving and take it and use it. Don't let this energy go to waste. I'll be able to tell you what I'm about to tell you. And I'm not going to stay here too long. I love y'all. I really love reaching out to my family, to the new people who find me. I don't know, your frequency found me. So like digital world, it is magical. And when you're ready to hear certain things, you connect to certain people. All right. So before I do that, like I said, I want to play some music. And then I'm going to talk to you about dragons. And I'm going to tell you how that connects to you. Because if I'm not talking about you, it ain't even worth talking about. So we ending, the words to this is I'm ending inner chat fuckery. This is negative self-talk. And I think all of us have dealt with this. So you got to protect your peace. Y'all getting a sneak peek. I haven't released this yet. I'm still a baddie. You know I'm sweet, but I can still get super savage. Matter of fact, my peace is priceless. No one can have it. See, I've been healing from my trauma. This love ain't average. I ain't perfect, but I'm worth it. I am the carrots. I am the diamonds. I unearthed it. My heart is golden when you heard it. Know this for golden when you heard it. Know this for certain. My body keeping scores, so I'm closing the curtains of all the shit that don't be working. It's automatic, that shit's somatic, though I forgive it, I catch a vibe, that's still traumatic, so fuck them patterns, let's make love in a new habit, now that's the magic, and all that other toxic shit, I throw it in the casket, you can cast it in the casket. In the chat, fuck you, I'm protecting my peace, I'm on my PNP, cause I'm protecting my peace. In the chat, fuck you, I'm protecting my peace, I'm on my PNP, cause I'm protecting my peace. I am the ones who've been suppressed, now I'm surrounded by a sacred, untamed coven, they keep me grounded. I am that woman, something more, I'm the law, I'm the priestess, I'm the power of the sacred whore. Birthday magic, I'm the ocean, I'm the shore. I am the waves, when I feel joy, I bring it more. What you give me, I can multiply, so don't give me hell. I want that solid love, watch me make it swell. Gotta protect it as well. In the chat, fuckery, I'm high. Yeah, people fuckery. Fuckery, I'm high. Yeah, people fuckery. Okay, so the vibe is set. That's protecting my peace. I haven't released it yet. I'm still working on it. Once I get it mastered and get it completed, I will be releasing it on all platforms. 2026, I'm not playing with my music this year. because we need somebody like me. And even though y'all don't know me, I'm somebody who I've been doing music for a really long time. So I didn't just jump out the box doing this. I write my own songs, pretty much producing my own tracks now. I had to learn how to do things because I just didn't want to keep asking people to do things for me. I wanted to learn how to do things for myself. So yes, that's what I've been working on. And so yes, so like it's gonna be something on this album for everybody. I even got something for the fellas. Like, fellas, that shit that women want to hear, like the awakened women. I'm gonna help you out a little bit. I'm gonna help you out a little bit, and I'm gonna tell you what to say to us. I got some other stuff that I'm cooking. I'm not gonna even talk about it right now. But I got a lot that I'm cooking, and I'm hoping that we don't sit on this opportunity, because we signed up to be here in this time. So let's get into it. Y'all here because y'all want to hear about the dragons. And I said, ironically, learning how to protect your peace is learning how to create the boundaries that you need. And boundaries not for other people, they for you, right? And so dragons were ancient guardians, right? Ancient guardians who protected us, right? They protected certain treasures. They were protectors of portals, right? And so every indigenous culture, every ancient text talked about dragons. And I think because maybe we grew up seeing them in cartoons, maybe it's difficult for us to conceptualize in our mind that these creatures exist no different than a fucking lion. Jungle is really not that different. But they vibrate on a frequency that you cannot experience unless you're vibrating on a frequency that matches the bandwidth of the energy that they operate within. So a few years ago, like I said, I've been doing this a long time, but a few years ago, I started learning about the left-hand path and the middle path. And when I do something, I go all in, 2 feet. Like, I'm not half doing anything. And even if I'm afraid to do it, I'm still gonna do it. I was scared. I was scared. I had watched all the Bobby Hemmett videos, and I was just like, okay, I want to have this experience for myself. And I don't want to feel like I have to be afraid of my shadows, darkness, evil, creature experience for myself. And I don't want to feel like I have to be afraid of my shadows, darkness, evil, creatures, whatever. 6 months into it, I found out that this whole slaying the dragon thing, you can look at that as another dimension where physically they exist, but it's also us, you. When you get upset and you start saying shit, and you know what's coming out your mouth cut deep, and you know what's coming out your mouth hurts, you know it. That is the same energy of the dragons, but a lot of times we don't know how to use it. So their energy became a frequency that is now inside of us. And I remember one of my first raps that I wrote, I was talking about spitting fire like a dragon. Had no idea at the time that that was going to come full circle, which is why I wanted to open up with some music. But yeah, so let's just get into this. So I just wanted to premise with that, because so many people are talking about it, but they're not really saying nothing to really help us conceptualize this and use this. All right. So I want to make this about you, but also for you to understand the occult hidden knowledge about this. So on a global level, dragons, serpents, and Mama Earth are synonymous. Mama Earth's energy is primordial. Dragons are primordial guardians. So when we had the eclipse, do y'all remember? April 2024? People were seeing dragons. People were recording the eclipse all over the world. And we had so much footage. This was before AI was flooding social media. So you could take that shit without a grain of salt, because people were seeing what they were seeing. So you could take that shit without a grain of salt, because people were seeing what they were seeing. Years prior, I had created a ritual to be able to master your dragon energy, because nothing turns me more than somebody who don't know how to channel their anger and their rage. Like, it's something that bothers me. So it's something that I didn't want to do. So I had created that. After I created and did it, if y'all miss out on that part of the journey, like I be jumping out with some all types of shit to help people connect, and it really be like way ahead of its time. For those who was there, you know. But what ended up happening was I ended up dreaming about dragons, and it was two of them. They was black, but when you would see their scales glimmer in the sunlight, it was like a rainbow color. And I had a whole conversation with them, and they taught me so much. I wrote it all down. I set it to the side because I was like, I'll come back to this later, because my mom was having a hard time even wrapping around it. But they specifically told me that they guard certain people, and they specifically told me that they guard certain people, and they're usually assigned by two. It's usually a male and a female. I asked their name, and they told me their name. Research their names. Their names led me to Tiamat. Knew nothing about Tiamat at the time. Shit blew my mind. When things like that happen, it's really difficult for you to not believe it anymore, because I wasn't reading somebody else's book that gave me the idea. It literally came out of the East, out of the Akash. Right? So let me take you around the world in the next 15 minutes with this information. I'm gonna bring right back to you. So in Mesopotamia, Tiamat, the primordial saltwater dragon, this is the primeval chaos, the source of all creation. The slain body of the dragon becomes the material world. The blood, which is the life force, is the foundational substance of reality. Oil, as a primordial ancient substance, is a direct remnant of this creative destructive force. In Europe, Celtic and Norse, they're called worms or lindworms. These are earth dragging serpents, guardians of the underground treasure, gold and gemstones, often in mounds or caves. Dragons are chthonic, of the underworld, like Cthulhu. Okay, they do not hoard treasure. They are the manifest consciousness of the earth's wealth and telluric currents. To slay one and take its gold is to violate a pact with the land. So anytime gold is being mined and there are not rituals done for the extraction of that gold because it's sacred, right? Then that's a violation. And that violation creates a lot of chaos. That dragon is the animating spirit of the land's vital energy, known as ki or chi. This is where planet Ki comes from, that information. And I'm just throwing out some terms that y'all probably heard and connecting the dots. It lives in water waves, ley lines, and deep earth. Where it sleeps or nests, the land is potent. Where they sleep and nest, that land is potent. That land usually has a lot of natural resources. Dragon veins are the telluric currents, ley lines that carry this life force energy. Indigenous America's horned serpents like Utina, Quetzalcoatl are feather serpents, and they hold this underworld power. They're connected to healing, rain, wisdom, and portals. These beings are guardians of thresholds between earth and water, earth and sky, physical and spiritual. So this is why when we had the eclipse, this is why so many people was catching dragons in their footage, and a lot of them didn't notice it until they played the footage back. Okay, this is why that was happening. And what happened was because I asked my dragons about it, and I was just like, yo, I'm seeing a lot of people posting videos of eclipses, and I'm seeing dragons. And they were just basically like, oh, this particular eclipse opened a portal. So yeah, y'all gonna be seeing us from now on, for those who vibrate on the frequency with their third eye open enough to be able to see us. Everybody won't see us. Some people can see and experience this information and not be able to digest it. So they go write it off as fantasy. But as we know, truth is stranger than fiction. So if this is strange, know that a lot of times it's because it has truth in it. So the ones that we were seeing during the eclipse, if y'all remember, people were also recording shadows on the ground. And the scientists said that those shadows on the ground was because the eclipse was showing through the leaves. Shadows. That's not true. Okay. For entertainment purposes only, because nothing that I'm saying is true, and nothing that I say has ever been true. I've never been accurate, and everything that I say is fucking fake. All right. We're going to keep riding with that. But what I believe is that what we were seeing was plasma. It was the plasma energy that we were seeing on the ground. And that's because those portals were opened up. Oh, no. Y'all need to wait on y'all teacher. These little kids so cute. So what ended up happening was, oh, okay. No, my guys are like, okay, you just mentioned kids. Kids are connected to this. Children are connected to dragon energy in a way that a lot of us as adults got severed when we went through certain traumas. Okay? So because of that, children are a commodity. Children are a rare treasure. And I can't get too deep in that in here. But if you notice the things that's been happening with children, it's connected to this. And I don't know, one in the cartoons had the dragons, and then they had a lot of little kids with them. I mean, and one Barney, a dragon. So, you know, they kind of put truth in stuff, but don't reveal the entire thing to us, you know. That is a trip. So I'm not gonna talk no more about that, because I already said enough. Make sure y'all liking this live. Like, let me know, am I hitting something for you and making it make sense? Okay, so let me get out the children. When I upload this to Patreon, I'll talk more about that on there, where I can be my untamed, unfiltered self. All right. So with the dragons, they control rain. They actually have weather control. So when we started doing weather modification, that pissed them off. So a lot of the climate stuff that you see happening, it's fucking with them too. It's not just us. They are the land's sentient power. Alchemical tradition, the Ouroboros, the tail eating the serpent eating its tail. This is prima materia. This is the chaotic first matter from which all creation arises. This represents the cyclical, life-sustaining life force of the cosmos. Its blood would be the universal solvent, the alchemical substance that can dissolve and transmute all things. And this is a perfect metaphor for crude oil, because crude oil has transformative power, but it also has destructive power. We have saw oil spills, and we saw what happened as a result of those oil spills. Now, here's the esoteric geology of the dragon's blood, because so many people have been talking about this. So when they marched over to Venezuela, I was like, oh, okay, I see what's happening. Now, keep in mind, on the Lioness Gate portal, I went to the mounds here in Memphis and did the ceremony with the indigenous ancestors. And they told me a lot of things too. And it's all starting to align. That's on Patreon. Y'all can go and watch that in entire decoding. I can't put my stuff on these platforms because they're going to take it down. Okay? But the tiers is like $1. It's not expensive, y'all. So just, you can go and get the information and cancel it. It don't matter to me, because this information is always flowing through me. Now, the dragons, think about China plays a role, Russia plays a role, like going through me. Now, the dragons, think about China plays a role, Russia plays a role, like think about it, they all play a role in everything that's happening. So they are very intelligent, and they have magnetic and telluric currents that are known as the ley lines, but the ley lines are kind of like the veins inside of our bodies, okay? They have geothermal activity, which includes volcanoes. So when volcanoes erupt, that is also this same energy that I'm talking about, and it needs to release after a certain amount of time. They control the groundwater. This is the water that we haven't even tapped into. Most of the water on planet Earth, we think it's a lot of water here. We ain't even seen it all. It's a lot of groundwater that's underneath the surface that has not been tapped yet. These are the fluids of the dragon. Okay. Now, the oil, which they call fossilized fuel. Okay. Now, the oil, which they call fossilized fuel. Why do they call it fossilized? Is it possible that dragons are fossilized and that the oil that they get is actually the blood of the dragon, right? The living chi, ki, prana, life force, shakti, whatever you want to call it. I'm taking you across the globe with these words and what they were called. So with this life force energy, if you're taking this and you're just using it as a way to establish power and dominance, like you're not doing it in a sacred manner. So when indigenous peoples lost their rights, their practices, their ceremonies, their rituals, their tribes, this was an issue to the guardians of them as well. So this is why the extraction is a taboo thing. And cataclysms are usually the consequences of fracking. Now think about what's been happening with the human body. All of this aligns. It's a mirror of each individual dimension. So with the dragon, it's supposed to be a sacred exchange if you're using the oil, right? And what happens is when you don't, based on indigenous cultures and ancient texts that I've read, there's a curse that manifests as a result of this. And that curse shows up as issues with scarcity in resources, not having clean water, not having water at all, water moving and being in places, flooding places is not even supposed to be, political corruption. This is the vengeful energy that is seeking to recalibrate balance. The ecological collapse, spiritual poverty is another curse. So some people who have participated in this over time, like they're locked out of the capacity to tap into anything spiritual. This is part of that curse. So like if someone is of a bloodline and their bloodline does a lot of fracking, takes a lot of oil, those people usually are very disconnected from spirit. Okay. And I'm filtering what I'm saying. I have to be careful about what I'm saying. But I'm gonna do part 2 of this, and it's gonna be on Patreon. So let me connect the Venezuela to the current speaking and mirror talk, the current raw. All right, y'all catching what I'm laying down? The current raw. All right. They say it's a world raw that's brewing. Okay. So the Orinoco belt is like where some of the best oil on this entire planet is. It's massive, and it's said to have been a slumbering dragon's nest. It's a primary repository of the continent's dragon blood. The indigenous guardian, the egregor, because egregors rule over our countries, cities, states, counties. There are egregors that rule over all of these locations. Okay. This is a collective thought form created in specific locations. The indigenous guardian egregore, the Pimon, or the Warao, are the traditional keepers of the pack with this earth spirit. Their shamanic traditions are designed to honor, placate, and commune with this force, ensuring balance. Now, if you remember, right before we got the news about Venezuela, shamans had got together and was doing ceremonies. I don't know if y'all knew about that, but when you get off of here, you can go check it out. That's not coincidental. And I'm not going to get into what the ceremony was they was doing and why and whose faces was a part of that ceremony. But this is why that happened. So the colonial egregore of colonization all around the world, all of these things was disturbing the balance. So the whole dragon slayer mythology, that archetype we're seeing play out now. And it's not like in the movies where it's one dragon and one person. It's many. And it's the egregores and certain political leaders who are trying to be those that slay the dragon, to drain the blood of the continental dragon for centralized off-world power, for the one world power, for global capital. And this breaks all the sacred pacts that have been established. So what we see as a geopolitical issue with Venezuela on an occult level, this is a ritual of reenactment of a dragon slaying myth. The question is, who is playing the role of the hero and who is the thief? And what catastrophic curse is going to bleed into our reality as a result of this? And there are many ancient warnings that say when you disturb the dragon, when you do not approach the dragon in sincerity, in heart, and in a sacred manner, you will inherit its rage. Are we not saying that now? So now I'm going to bring that back to you. Yes, the cataclysms, they are on their way. In the Bible, it called this birth pains, talking about Earth, Mama Earth, being in labor. That's what that was about. When you read, whether it's monotheistic religion or ancient texts, it requires you to use your third eye to see what's the hidden meaning. Just like the 12 disciples is the 12 cranial nerves. Jacob's ladder is your spine. Everything is really about us. Everything always is a mirror of what's within us. We are the microcosm of the macrocosm. All of this is inside of us. This is why I was able to communicate with dragons before anybody was talking about any of this. And I can't remember his name, but he has a with dragons before anybody was talking about any of this. And I can't remember his name, but he has a website called Becoming a Living God. And I was on one of his lives one day, and he saw my picture, and he said something about me alone one day, and he saw my picture, and he said something about me along the lines of dragons. And it, like, I had said nothing to him about any of that, and that had just happened to me. And I was just like, okay, all right, y'all have made it clear to me that I'm crazy. I'm officially crazy. Yep, I believe in dragons, and yeah, I've lost my mind, and it just really tripped me out. So let me connect that to you. You have two forces of energy that flow within you, that flow up your spine, which is the serpent that's inside of your body. I'm gonna throw this in here real quick. I gotta get ready to get off here. I could go for hours. I'm trying to collapse it all in here. And then y'all go to my Patreon and just, catch up on the stuff. It's so much that I've been teaching is now coming forward. But When 3-eye Atlas showed up, that's third eye connects to Atlas, which I did the decoding on that. That's on my Patreon. That's the base of the skull. A lot of us have been having neck problems. A lot of us have been having headaches. A lot of us have been having ringing in the ears. These are not just physical manifestations. A lot of us have been having neck problems. A lot of us have been having headaches. A lot of us have been having ringing in the ears. These are not just physical manifestations of illness. Sometimes there are manifestations of ascension, manifestations of a spiritual awakening. So when your own dragon energy, your kundalini energy starts to spiritual awakening. So when your own dragon energy, your kundalini energy starts to, that part of your body is misaligned, you're going to have some symptoms, right? So we're going through these collective kundalini activations. They show up different for everybody. Okay, it's not the same for anybody. I do not recommend anybody try to intentionally activate your kundalini. I did it, and it was not the smartest thing that I had ever done. I wasn't ready for it. That's something that you have to eat a clean diet. You have to prepare your mind for, clear the space for. Maybe even have somebody who's already done that to be a guide with you through that. It's really dangerous for us to be doing this stuff and trying to make stuff happen fast, and it's happening because it's already happening for a lot of us. But when 3-eye Atlas showed up, think about these two things. And then you have the serpent energy, which is your spine, which I already explained to you connects to the dragons, right? Now you have Venezuela, where the eye of the dragon is literally sitting right there. So now you have the dragon's eye and 3-eye Atlas at the same time that we're having third eye activations. Y'all see what I'm cooking? It's choppy. Okay. Thanks, babe. I bet you it is choppy. Let me see if I we know why. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. So with that being said, as these energies are rising within you, the goal is for you to heal your sacred masculine and feminine. Thank you, Auntie. Yes. Yes, y'all picking up what I'm putting down. We're not gonna let no frequency block this. I got 5 more minutes with y'all. So that's interesting. Wow. Now I be on a lot of people's lives and I don't be seeing this happening. Y'all see what I'm talking about? When you start tapping into real sacred frequency, you go have some type of interference. That's proof that what you're talking about carry weight. It carry its weight and gold, or shall I say oil. So I need y'all to focus on this, because as this dragon energy gets irritated and pissed off, we shall as well. You will notice this. You must regulate your emotions. There's no way around this part. If anything in your life is dysregulating you, whatever that thing is in your life is in your soul contract to be in your life so that you learn how to be regulated no matter what's happening in the world. If we do not feed all of these things happening on the world stage, if we don't feed the simulation with our own anger, our frustration, a lot of us deal with self-hatred, our fear. Okay, yes, it has been rough. It's been rough for a lot of us. It was intentional. It had to be for us to get here, because these are the guardians of the threshold. So whatever it is that you want to achieve, whatever it is that you want to accomplish that you haven't been able to accomplish yet, I've been telling y'all this in my posts. The way to get to the other side of that, you have specific guardians that block you from accessing certain things. To the other side of that, you have specific guardians that block you from accessing certain things because you're not ready. So I have been teaching you how to get ready. Everything comes down to emotional regulation. That is the dragon frequency within you. Everything comes down to emotional regulation. That is the dragon frequency within you. You live right now. Your activation point, you're a node sitting wherever you are, and your energy is going down into Mother Earth, and it's co-creating something. We are energy grid creators. Okay? You said it's stuck. Oh, wait. I'm gonna repost this, and I'm gonna try to clean it up if I can in the editing process, clean it up as much as I can. That's crazy. That's real crazy. Yeah. So this is what you got to do. Really simple. Really, really simple. It's the simple things. Everything that you do is a ritual. You are either approaching life in a sacred way or you are not. There is no in between. Stop doing stuff like you are fucking regular degular, because you are not. If you're watching me, you are not. The people who are really here to shift the paradigm are the people who are having challenges in their life right now. Some people are just fine. They're existing in the matrix inside the program. That is so. That is so. Watch the way you approach life. The way you approach your anger. About last week in the reading, the next time you get pissed off about something, write it down, channel that anger, and tear the paper up. The reading, the next time you get pissed off about something, write it down, channel that anger, and tear the paper up. You don't have to always burn it. You can burn it with your energy. You can visualize it's being burned as you're tearing it up. Rituals and ceremonies don't have to be complicated because we're being activated. Woo, shit, that girl rhyming. This shit is good. That cannot be duplicated. Thank you. So start channeling that energy. We're not just airbenders, we're firebenders as well. This is what we're here to do. And you have guardians around you. It's so important that you create boundaries, not just for you, but for yourself. I'm telling y'all, look, I don't care how many other people you watch. Nobody will ever be able to make a video about me and say that what I said was not accurate and not effective. But it's not going to help you unless you use it. So start using its power. It's inside of you. A lot of us are dealing with anemia. If you are dealing with anemia, if you have ever dealt with low iron, you are of this lineage. That's because they have been siphoning our life force. And this shit will show up in your lab work. This is proof of who the fuck you are and what you are capable of. But you will not see. I know y'all want to have superpowers and want to be X-Men and shit. I know we probably all went and watched Avatar and was like, yeah, I be feeling like I can do that. I be feeling like I can do that. When she was healing the man, spoiler alert, if you ain't seen the movie, click off of here, but I'm finna say a little bit. But one of the guys who needed air to breathe, his body couldn't breathe within the planet and in the dimension and the energy they were in. And she intuitively knew to lay his body on the planet, just like Mama Earth body, lay him down, and the ground, the energy of the ground started to help him and bring him back to life and help him to breathe. That was intuition that told her how to do that. So I need y'all to start healing your nervous system so that you can use your spiritual powers, but you got to do it with the simple stuff first. If you're around here being spiritually activated, but you're emotionally dysregulated, you ain't no better than a little orange man. You ain't no better than none of the other people who run in these countries that's got access to oil and not approaching it in a sacred way. You're sacred. So the same thing go for you to go for them. All right. So I'm gonna get off here. I got you, baby. Hey, baby. I'm gonna get off of here. I'm gonna post this replay I might be able to post it on my YouTube if I ain't say it too much. But part 2, I already have it together, and it's only going to be posted on Patreon because I get in trouble whenever I post stuff. And it's crazy because sometimes I hear other people say things and they have no issue, and I say it in the context that I teach it in, and it's an issue. It get blocked. So there's a free tier. If you are in a financial situation and you just cannot afford it, I got over 300 posts for you too. I got everybody. So the link should be in my bio. It's not hard to find, in my YouTube video descriptions as well. Get on my Patreon and you will get part 2 of this. And later on this weekend, I'm also gonna post the vision that I had 12 years ago. I cannot change timestamps on videos. 12 years ago, I saw what was going to be happening with the ice cubes on this planet. Them ice cubes, I'm going to tell y'all what's really going on with them ice cubes all around this planet and what they doing. All right? All right, y'all. Peace.